Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we have a beautiful aspect of Venus making a trine with Pluto at 28 degree. This is an aspect called trine and I'm discussing this by zodiac today because this will have some amount of influence on the events of end of July and early August that I hinted towards in my last reading. Towards the end of July and early August, we would have once in a lifetime aspect of Uranus, Mars and North Node making a conjunction at 18 or 19 degree of Taurus. This will bring some left-wing events suddenly out in the open. There will be some dramatic changes and shifts and surprises which will be fated in nature, which will happen at that time. This transit with North Node is also an excellent time to move forward on something that we have been putting off for a long time. It is the time when fated actions which are accelerated in nature are done and we achieve something very significant which normally would take a long time to come. But nobody likes surprises, so there is an element of out of the blue that can happen with Uranus involved with that aspect. We are in some ways today preparing for that event. When Venus in Taurus makes a positive aspect with Capricorn, it is the day of insights. It's the time of grounding, especially in our thinking, in our choices, in our self-expression, in financial matters, in business dealings, in heart matters, and in creative outputs. Some very useful healing, psychological insights, as well as some practical insights related to money, finances, relationships, and the stability of our life are achieved. This is an Earth trine. So the output of this aspect is meant to be tangible and physical. But because it's an easy transit, we could easily miss it. We need to take this opportunity not for granted. That's why I'm doing this video, so we can see the themes for your sign and try to seize the opportunities that are in front of us on these topics or on these themes in your life right now. Take the profits, use the opportunity, grab a moment of focus to create something deep and meaningful, whether it is in terms of work of art or a financial investment, or if you feel deeply about somebody, express it. When you know what you know in terms of making a choice, believe that you will find the conviction within you to pursue it. In August, when Mars and Pluto will make this exact trine at 26 degree on 14th of August, you will find the conviction to go after this desire of yours. Note that this is the outcome of Mercury retrograde as well. So there has been a lot of thinking and overthinking to some extent over the course of last 1 month on this. So Pluto in some ways is saying that thinking is done and action is overdue. And as Mars will form this conjunction with Uranus and North Node end of July, you will find that there will be accelerated action in this area of your life and we will require a lot of guts to carry through those actions. They can accelerate the progress with much more conviction in our actions, which will be given by Pluto as it forms a positive aspect with Mars around 14th of August. Key changes in this part of your chart are ahead. And we'll have to act on those ideas. Things will dramatically change and progress accelerates in August. Uranus, Mars, North Node will be once in a lifetime aspect that you and I are going to experience. It will influence all of us, but it will happen at around 18 or 19 degree of Taurus. So it will definitely affect more of fixed signs. Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius, especially around 18 or 19 degree of their zodiacs, will feel that influence towards end of July and early August more, with more relevant, dramatic life changes, shifts ahead of them. This is around 10th of May born, 11th of November born, 11th of August born, or 9th of February born. Fixed signs in general will feel that transit more dramatically. Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, and Aquarius, though it will influence all of us, and I will go over the themes for all of the 12 zodiac signs for this very same reason. But the trine of Pluto, it helps, gives us the guts, the conviction, the insight to handle that change in a productive and a grounded fashion. And we are kind of getting some part of that conviction, ease, even benefits, profits, and supports or beneficial insights to handle that transit right now. So I'll go over each of the zodiac signs now so we can look at which part of your chart Taurus represents, and hence which part of your life right now you might be attracting conviction, ease, profits, benefits, beneficial insights, and favors in, which will come handy for those shifts and dramatic changes that are ahead in July and August for us. As before, I will leave the timestamps in the comments and description for you to access your zodiac sign. My name is Charu. I'm your host on this journey. Let's begin. Hi Taurus. Taurus, this is very much about your zodiac sign. Venus is in your sign right now, just about to change signs. This is your self-identity, your physical body, your life path, your external identity, what career you want to be in, what kind of external self-expression you want to be, how you want to come across to the outer world, what is the title by which you want to be known as. That is under consideration. And as Mercury went back and forth in this very area of your life in your own zodiac sign, there has been some back and forth last month on who do you want to become. What is the external identity that you want to stick with? Because when Uranus is in our sign, it's like we can have many identities. Our identity itself fluctuates. We are questioning ourselves in terms of who we want to become. So there has been a lot of thinking and rethinking in this direction. With Venus in your zodiac sign with Pluto, there are insights that are received and a confidence that is received that living life on your own terms, on your own expansive principles is possible. Your self-expression doesn't need to be blocked. It doesn't need to be blocked by perceived blockages or gag orders which haven't even manifested, and they're mostly the figment of our imagination. You do not need to sugarcoat your personality to please anyone, as long as we avoid the God complex. And there is a real risk of that, I'm sorry to say. But when this aspect plays out, we are more likely to go on the overconfidence side than the underconfidence side. So we have to be a little bit careful that we are not going overboard. We are open to different opinions here, because your wider, broader, expansive thought process and knowledge, it needs to be expressed, and it needs to be expressed in your name. When we have these transits playing out in our zodiac sign, when we have North Node in our sign, the whole point is to bring out the I and not the we. It doesn't mean that we have to compromise the we, that we have to overshadow the we have to take away the credit of we, but we don't have to put we on the materials that is I. So you have to print, announce, express your own unique output, which is standalone yours. It's the time when words of conviction are produced. Words of conviction are published in physical form, and they are your truth. It may not be everyone else's truth, but it's your truth, and it needs to be expressed. You would find acceptance and great support of your individuality, provided you're being truthful to your personality in your external expression. As long as you have conviction in your own philosophy, your own expansive thought process, this is a great aspect when you will receive approval, appreciation, and even breakthrough when it comes to being your own person. Having your own individual independent identity, sometimes having your independent career where you are by yourself, not part of a team, not hired by somebody, being your own boss. This is an aspect of that. And you'll find that as we approach end of July and early August, in some ways you would be you would want to act independently, because you want to act so out of common, how common people act. This is when you don't want to act how common people act. You want to be your own person, very, very unique, individualized. And this is a great aspect when we get the insight of who I am. Who am I? And how can I make who am I a profitable identity? A identity who is individual but yet is able to merge with the collective in some ways. Is, for lack of a better word, there is more acceptance of your unique identity. You find a way for your unique identity to gain more acceptance, even though that is not your purpose. But say you're trying to run a business, or you're trying to have a published material which is unique in nature. You get an insight on how to make it more welcome by the audience in some ways. This is a great aspect also for a beauty trip, or doing something that you love for just for yourself and you're alone. This is a very I kind of an aspect, especially for around 28 degree of Taurus or around 19th of May born. You'll find that during the month of July and August, this whole with Mars Uranus North Node in your zodiac sign, you will have this physical I cannot sit in a single place kind of a resonance. You'll feel that you're vibrating in some ways. You need to like do something which is different, and that high frequency that you resonate, you would want to be in a career, a life path, or a physical reality that resonates at the same frequency as you. So if something is not your frequency, you'll find that this will give you insight to shed that off before you reach that moment, instead of that being forced away in some ways. Because that's what happens when this kind of aspect forms, like we'll see in July and August. Anything that is not your frequency will shed away in some ways, because it's like we are vibrated at a very different higher. We are forced in some ways, pushed in some ways to vibrate at a much higher frequency. And you're almost already there, since we just had an eclipse in your sign, but this will accelerate. I mentioned this in the Taurus eclipse video as well. This whole shift that you are undergoing in your identity, in your public life, in your external identity, in your self-expression, in your physical body, it will accelerate as we reach that aspect end of July and early August in your zodiac sign. So that's what I have for you, Taurus. I'll see you in the next video now. Thank you.